Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
And here we go on a Wednesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. Bob, we've navigated our way here to the midweek. First Friday miracle for some, Coaster Bob Day for others. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
Oh, it's great to talk to you, Beam. I'm happy to be in here, excited to be in here. Pretty juiced about life. How's your juice levels this morning?
It's good. It's good. I've been sleeping pretty well this week. Willie's been...
How's Willie sleeping? Good,
he's sleeping good in the night. He has decided that he's just, on any random day, either going to nap or not nap. So... I don't know what's going on with that.
Does he know the nappy time is coming now?
Yeah, I mean he knows it because we do it every day. It's basically.
But does he like because like my oldest, when we would go in there, sometimes he's like, no nappy time. And like,
no, he doesn't really put up a fight. So I mean, we have lunch and then he gets done and he goes hands, like we need to wash his hands off.
Yeah.
And then after we get all done with that, he goes nap, bed, nap. I'm like, I don't know if you're just saying that because you know that that's next, or if you're
excited for a good nap.
Yeah, gonna actually go down. But yeah, I mean, we're wild variance on the spectrum right now between like a 20-minuter and a 3 hours. Just it all depends on the day. Like yesterday, he tried to get up after 20 minutes, went back downstairs, threw his passing.
Did he try to get out of the crib yet?
He's pretty cool. Like, I mean, if he gets up from his nap, he just kind of hangs out like in his crib. Like he'll lay down and run back and forth and hoot and holler, but he never really like cries or anything. But yeah, it's just a wild variance. So depending on the day, but no, I'm pretty good, man. Kind of low key chill night last night. It was beautiful out yesterday. So took him to a park, was able to get some things done. Always good to get outside this time of the year. So
oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. It was pretty good, man. I can't complain. What about you guys? All right?
The three boys all stayed home from school with sicknesses. I think one of them is coming out of it. Your name is Caleb. He was still over 100 last night at 102. So not a great deal. Flu's going around. Took him in and got him tested for strep. Last year was like strep throat for everybody. That was not the case. So I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. Let's just see kind of where we're at moving forward with this. But yeah, they've got some big sports stuff. So I was like, I want to get that cleaned up here, hopefully, and get them healthy before the weekend.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That'd be ideal.
Always want to make sure you're good to go for the weekend. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Michigan responds to the notice of allegations from the NCAA. We'll get into that coming up here in our next segment and throughout the morning. That's coming up 6:17 this morning. National expectation for the college football season. The Athletic put together a piece with a bunch of their national writers to describe what they think is going to happen for the next season. So we'll get into that coming up here at 6:30 this morning. Ryan Day talks a little contract extension. Well, he doesn't, but people around him. And the university is. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Good news for Browns fans. Myles Garrett doesn't seem to be going anywhere. We'll get into that top of the 7 o'clock hour. And your guest for today, coming up here at 8:30 this morning, Tim May, freshly back from Vegas. He's going to join the program. We'll talk some Buckeyes, talk defensive coordinator day search day number 3 for him. And then your Columbus Blue Jacket of choice today, joining us a little bit later on in the program in our final segment around 8:47. That would be Mr. Sean Kuraly. He's going to join us coming up here, like I said, around 8:47. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Wednesday, the 29th day of January, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, what do you got lined up for us today, buddy?
Oh, we got a big one. It is Wednesday, January 29th, the final Wednesday of the month.
Nice.
Final first Friday, Beam. It's no joke. 29 days done in the year, 336 remaining. So a week from now, Beam, we will be into the 20s. How's that sound?
Sounds like it's flying by.
Sounds like Shark's on his way out, already packing his bags. Let me bring a box in for you on your last week, Shark.
I'm good, Bob.
Just going to leave everything here?
I would.
Yeah, I'm going to donate it to the station.
That'll be perfect. This date, 1845, The Raven is published in the Evening Mirror.
Not by Edgar Allan Poe.
That was the first time it was published using his real name.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Okay, so it was published, I think, maybe before that, using his surname or his pen name.
You know what his surname was?
It was a one name. It was a one name thing.
McLovin?
And it wasn't McLovin. I don't know what his pen name
Muhammad?
was, though.
It's the most popular name in the world.
Read a book.
I mean, now you're going to make me look this up.
It was a one namer.
What would that be? His pen name?
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe pen name.
The Bostonian. Under the pseudonym, the Bostonian. It is like McLovin.
It really is.
I mean, how about that? It was 2 words, Beam. The is the first.
The
Bostonian.
Yeah.
This day, 1936, the Baseball Hall of Fame inductees, the first are announced. Shark, I love playing this game with you every year because you always get it right. Who were the first 5 members of the Baseball Hall of Fame?
That would be Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth, Walter Johnson, Christy Mathewson, and Hannes Wagner.
That's incorrect. I had Hannes Wagner, Mathewson, then Johnson. That's the order that was given to me.
Okay.
I don't know if that was the order of which they received their percentages of votes. Do you think all those guys were first ballot guys?
They were first ballot, but they weren't unanimous, obviously.
But yeah, I mean, it couldn't be. Why would you ever want the first?
Tradition
Why would
unlike
Babe
any other.
Ruth be a unanimous Hall of Famer?
Yeah, Ty Cobb. I mean, they just name
What
a
if
war.
those guys voting for them watched Shohei play? What would they think of him?
Yeah, exactly. Then 1963, the first inductees to the Pro Football Hall of Fame are announced. We went over this yesterday. Couple of Bears in there, and Mr. Jim Thorpe with Red Grange, the Galloping Ghost Beam, and Papa Bear George Hallis.
Yep.
All 3 of those guys going in. 1964, the first #1 hit of the Beatles in the United States. Beam, you know what that is?
We talked about it yesterday, so I do that with them.
I love it. I love it. And then 1983, would that be 19 years later, another banger came to be. A Land Down Under hits #1.
Top 10 for me. Favorite song.
Vegem-
I love that jam.
He gave me a Vegemite sandwich.
Just smiled and gave me a Vegemite.
A thick,
sandwich.
dark brown Australian food spread made from leftover brewers' yeast extract with various vegetable and spice additives.
Sounds good.
Sounds highly processed to me, baby.
Yeah.
This ain't 1995. Andre Agassi defeats Pete Sampras to win the Australian Open.
Game 7. Agassi. 3 sets to 1. 4-6. 6-1. 7-6. 6-4.
Standing ovation, as you'd expect after a tremendous final. And the Black Prince has won the championship.
What's amazing is Agassi won 5 Australian Opens. He didn't play in that for like the first 8-9 years of his career. A lot of guys didn't used to play in the Australian Open back in the day.
Long way to get there.
Yeah, so he didn't play in it for like 7-8 years. Then beat Pete, won the Super Slam, as they call it in tennis. Career Super Slam, winning all 4. Then on that same date, Super Bowl 29, the 49ers over the Chargers, 49-26, with the MVP of being Steve Young.
Young goes deep middle. He's got Jerry Rice. Touchdown 49ers. First touchdown of the game. Comes after only a minute and 24 seconds.
Young with a play fake. Drops back to throw. Deep middle. Over the shoulder catch. A spectacular touchdown catch by Ricky Waters. Young. Quick pass. Slant in. Jerry Rice. Another touchdown. Steve Young is now #1 all time with 6 touchdown passes.
Young passed for 325 yards. He also finished as the game's leading rusher. He was the best player on the field.
Super Bowl 29 has come to a completion. The San Francisco 49ers are the first team to win 5 Super Bowl championships.
Steve Young got that monkey off his back. Some birthdays today. William McKinley, born today. He was assassinated. Shark, what number president was William McKinley? He's from Niles, Ohio, for heaven's sake.
Yes, he is. McKinley is number 25.
Yes. Bingo. Good, Jen. What is number 25, Shark? Good for you. Catherine Ross of The Graduate, turning 85 today. Also, Shark, what else was she in? Is this from The Graduate?
This is from The Graduate. She was also in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Real winner there.
I'm not dressed yet. Benjamin, I said I wasn't mad.
You've got to go over the back fence and I'll meet you on the corner.
What's the matter? Benjamin?
Elaine.
What are you doing?
Elaine, I have to tell you something.
What is it?
That woman, that older woman that I told you about?
You mean that
Yes,
one?
the married woman. That wasn't just some woman.
What are you telling me? Benjamin, will you just tell me what this is all about? Oh, no.
Elaine.
Oh, my God.
Please.
Get out of here.
Don't cry.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Who was that older woman, Bob?
Oh, gosh. I can't remember right now.
It was Elaine's mom.
Yes, even better.
Love triangle?
Well,
No. Not a love triangle.
there we go.
He was with her and with her.
Okay.
Nice. Tom Selleck turning 80 today, the finest mustache you'll find around. Oprah Winfrey turning 71. Andre Reed, the Hall of Famer for the Buffalo Bills, 10 years their senior, turning 61 years old.
Andre Reed was the quiet Bill, the worker, the sweater, and not coincidentally, Jim Kelly's go-to receiver.
Wants to go long to Reed. He's down there, and it is caught for a touchdown.
Reed was an army of one, a warrior who made his living going over the middle, utterly unafraid to take one for the team. His uncanny knack for making yards after the catch made him the AFC's most dangerous receiver of the 90s. 13,198 yards receiving, 951 receptions, 7 straight trips to the Pro Bowl. It's impossible to write the history of the greatest dynasty to never win it all without including the exploits of Andre Reed.
He was great, man. I loved Andre Reed. Great guy, too. Phenomenal dude.
Kind of a sad synopsis.
It really is. I mean, never got to win one beam. But won a lot of other things. Heather Graham, the roller girl from Boogie Nights and also in Hangover 1 and the third, turning 55 today.
I grew up in a religious family and they were like, don't do anything with any sexual content, but try to be a woman in Hollywood in like your early 20s, mid 20s, and then to try to get no roles with any sexual content. It's like impossible. I just said, screw it. Like, I want to do this. The script is amazing. At that point, Mark Wahlberg was not a famous actor. Julianne Moore and Burt Reynolds were the famous actors. And, you know, if you think about all those people like Philip Seymour Hoffman, Don Cheadle, they weren't really famous at that point. I had to take roller skating lessons and I learned at this parking lot in Beverly Hills. And every time I drive past that parking lot, I'm like, that's where I learned how to roller skate for Boogie Nights. The naked scene with Mark Wahlberg and Burt Reynolds. Yeah, it was scary. But then when it was over, you're just like, I did it.
I want to do anything like that, parents, so I'm going to do Boogie Nights.
Oh, one of the classics.
It's a great movie.
It is. One of the classics. Mark Gasol turning 40 today, the brother of Pau Gasol. The tougher of the two. He grew up and went to high school in America, so he actually played defense and won Defensive Player of the Year. Jack Roslovic, the Columbus native, now former Jacket Carolina Hurricane, turning 28. Some holidays observances today. It is Kansas Day. It's National Corn Chip Day as well, and National Puzzle Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays observances for this date, January 29th, the 29th day of the year, 336 days remaining this 2025.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, it seems that the phone call was coming from inside the house to break the Michigan cheating scandal. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we're watching a crash at the intersection of Alum Creek Drive and Williams Road. Your interstate's moving along just fine, but watch for crews blocking that intersection. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. The best time of the year for football is finally here. The big game has arrived, and fans are excited to see you'll be hoisting the trophy in New Orleans. You can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Check out their big game giveaway promo for your chance at $1 million in prizes. 25 winners will walk away with $10K in cash. 7,500 winners will get $100 in bonus bets. No deposit or bet required. Opt in today in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Bats are us when dreams don't get in. Bats are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bats are us when dreams don't get in. Bats are us.
Get
your seat in the shop to watch Ohio State men's ice hockey this Thursday, January 30th and Friday, January 31st. Join the Buckeyes as they take on Michigan State. There are only a few more home series left, so don't miss the chance to see the Buckeyes at home. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
I'm Rick Reichert. Reichert Ford just wrapped up one of our biggest sales years in our history. So we're celebrating with the January kickoff sales event. And we're dealing. Lease a new 2024 hybrid F-150 for just $599 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Or lease your 2024 Bronco Sport for just $399 a month for 36 months. Also, 0 down. One of the largest Ford inventories in America. Over 1,000 new Fords on the ground and on the way. And it's all on sale. Plus, don't miss our 0 down programs. Available now. No other dealer in Columbus, in Ohio, or the entire country is dealing like this, period. So let's make 2025 another great year. Start with Reichert Ford's January kickoff sales event at the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichertFord.com. Based on 2024 Ford report for total new retail sales, Cincinnati region. Leases on approved credit. No security deposit required. Ends 2-3. Come in now.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move, a pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
Ohio's colleges and universities are welcoming spaces where people of all backgrounds and beliefs come together to share ideas and become stronger critical thinkers. We should celebrate the innovative work of our higher education faculty and their dedication to using their collective voices to create the best learning conditions possible.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We've got your sunshine out there today. Plenty of blue sky, high 42. Chilly tonight with a nighttime low around 24. Looking at clouds on your Thursday, high 47. Rain comes in Thursday night and it will be heavy by Friday. Look at this. By Friday, the high temperature will be 54. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Another warm day here in Columbus today. Like 42 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Take that. Run with that to the bank. Did you see this stuff about Michigan yesterday?
I saw some of that leaking out. I mean, it's pretty interesting stuff, Beamer.
Yeah, it is. So Ross Dellinger was the one to put it out on Yahoo, and I think there's 137 pages of it. So I'm not going to scour the entire PDF document. I'm going to let Ross do that for us. And Michigan and the NCAA are in for a long bruising fight over allegations related to the Connor Stallions-led advanced scouting and sign stealing scheme. In response to the association sent earlier this month, the university refutes many of the alleged rules violations and accuses the NCAA of, quote, grossly overreaching and wildly overcharging the program without credible evidence that other staff members knew of Stallions' illegal in-person scouting system. So I'm not going to go over that entire thing. We did that a couple of years ago. ad nauseum. The 137-page document, a portion of which Yahoo Sports obtained, Michigan makes clear that it will not enter into a negotiated resolution with the NCAA over the alleged wrongdoing, vigorously defending its former head coach, current head coach, and several staff members, and even Stallions, the low-level assistant who orchestrated one of the most elaborate sign-stealing systems in college football history. The school purports that the sign-stealing system was offered, quote, minimal relevance to competition, was not credibly proven by NCAA investigators, and should be treated as a minor violation. Now, here's the problem with that. In the 137-page response, they have been tabbed with 11 NCAA violations.
Yeah.
6 of those 11 are level 1 violations.
It's a lot of level 1s.
That's a lot of level 1 charges that are being levied and thrown the Michigan Wolverines' way. Now, Michigan's whole, I guess, response to this is that they need to find out who leaked the information. Remember,
so Michigan's trying to find out who leaked.
Michigan's trying to find out.
The leaker, if you will.
Michigan's trying to find out the leaker.
Some people call him the whistleblower. We'll refer to him as the leaker.
The leaker. Without merit or credible evidence, the school contends, that includes allegations against Jim Harbaugh, Sharon Moore, and an assistant on staff during Stallions' advanced scouting operations. Perhaps most notable in a document is an answer to a long discussed question: who originally tipped off the NCAA to Stallion scheme?
I love Scallions.
Yeah, Scallion scheme. That sounds good too. According to the document, the leaker, a.k.a. tipster, a.k.a. whistleblower, derived from Michigan's own campus. The unnamed source, which the NCAA has not disclosed, appears to have worked at the school at least at one point. Michigan believes the confidential leaker, that's actually what they used.
Do they really?
Yeah, they used the term leaker.
That I feel even vindicated in my using of leaker.
They feel that...
That's what people would call me, like in the shower, AJ, when you're peeing on someone else. You're the leaker.
Michigan believes the confidential leaker was used by the NCAA to produce at least some of the charges in the notice of allegations, something which it expresses concern. So the way that I'm reading this, I'm not a legal expert. Maybe we can have Mike Bennett on to discuss it. He's an attorney at law now. The way that I'm reading this, Bob, is that they're trying to go after the way that the NCAA got this information and how that was not going to, that can't play in court. That's the way that I read it.
I understand that, but if they have, here's the thing, the NCAA doesn't have a subpoena power, but if you have someone that is a call and complain as a firsthand account of what is happening.
Worked at the university.
And they worked at the university, like, so that's what Michigan's digging in on this. Like, yeah, maybe
from my purview.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And believe me, that's what people are saying is they want to know who it was, like who this individual was, who is the leaker, if you will. That's what I ascertained yesterday from social media. Beam is they were less upset about everything else, but they want to know who the leaker was.
So, while the school respects the secrecy of confidential sources, it says in the document that the NCAA can present evidence and infractions based on, quote, information that can be attributed to individuals who are willing to be identified. So that's the big thing here, is that are they willing to be identified? The NCAA's notice of allegations, as well as Michigan's response, did not stipulate proposed penalties against the school. 6 of the 11 violations are level 1. Failed to monitor its football program given the severe nature and multi-year length of the Stallion scheme. The other interesting part in this entire thing is that Michigan doesn't plan to enter a negotiation deal, like a plea deal. In its response, the NCAA also defended Sharon Moore in his 52 deleted text messages with Stallions. Moore reportedly deleted these text messages the day the story of the NCAA's investigation into Michigan broke, some of which were related to sign stealing. The university contends that none of the text messages were specifically about the illegal in-person scouting system. The texts range from a, quote, juicy report for you on Colorado State to blitzing tendencies from Michigan State to Stallions texting Moore, Nebraska is screwed, to Stallions suggesting that Michigan should change its signals ahead of the 2022 game against Ohio State. But Moore claims, here's the kicker on this. This is the best part. Moore claims he only deleted the texts because he was angry that Stallions might receive all the credit for Michigan's success. It wasn't to hide anything. It was just that I was extremely angry of, the type of person that would do that to this program and these kids. What does that even mean?
He was angry at the type of person, although you're texting with him and you don't want him to get the credit?
He's reminding you about recruits' birthdays. That's no big deal. Why are you deleting it? You're mad at him? So you're going to delete a text? Let me ask you this question. You ever been so mad at someone that you've deleted their contact info off your phone and wiped every existence of them being on your phone? Has that ever crossed your mind?
Not particularly.
Have you ever done that? Just wipe someone totally off?
I may delete their contact, but not if they were still, I guess at that point he was gone. I guess the only reason you would do that at that point is to eliminate any type of, logically looking at it, any connection there. That would be it for me. I can't imagine another reason why.
Michigan refuted that it failed to monitor its football program regarding Stallion's scheme, claiming 2 members of the program raised concern about his process for deciphering signals. One of those members was actually former running back and backs coach Mike Hart, who apparently received a call from a Rutgers staff member alleging Stallions was, quote, going further than most do regarding the sign stealing process, and then reported that in a call to Jesse Minner, who used to be the defense coordinator up there. Michael Neiman, a low-level Michigan staffer, also raised concerns about the sign-stealing scheme and refused to take part in it when Stallions asked him to scout a game at Georgia. Michigan refuted 3 out of the 4 NCAA allegations that Stallions impeded the investigation. The 4 allegations from the NCAA in this include Stallions declined to produce his phone for personal imaging. Like Jerome Moore did that. That's why we have those text messages. Stallions withheld or removed hard drives from his office, put relevant information into a backpack, and instructed a staff member to bring it to an unpaid intern's house where Stallion could pick it up. And number 4, Stallions instructing a student intern to delete potentially relevant information. Of those 4, Michigan claims only the 4th is substantiated. You can go read the whole thing. It's pretty fascinating. It doesn't sound good.
So even if half of it is right, that's not a good thing for Michigan. And I don't know, here's the reality. I don't know what the penalties are going to be with this. I don't know how that's ultimately going to look and what's going to happen. But yeah, there's a lot there, Beam. We'll continue to get into that. Are you getting crushed every month with insane credit card payments? I know you can get them all paid off. Imagine 0 credit card debt. It's easy with Advantage First Lending. That's AFLcash.com, AFLcash.com. AFL specializes in helping homeowners unlock the equity in their home. I'm talking about instant financial freedom, AFLcash.com. They can get you tens, even thousands, hundreds of thousands in cash. Pay off credit cards, car loans, personal loans, slashing your overall monthly payment by hundreds of dollars. Start the new year off with less stress and more confidence. Say goodbye to high-interest debt by tap, and into that home equity. AFL's high-tech platform is super fast, 0 hassle, and 0 junk fees. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Listen, it's a new year. Make the call now. Advantage First Lending. Call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Get on the path towards a brighter financial future now. That's AFLcash.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 12091. 77, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Whatever happened to that random person on the Central Michigan sidelines? Did we ever find out about that? We'll ask that question in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear out a crash on the southeast side. This is at the intersection of Alum Creek Drive and Williams Road. They've got that blocked off. Everything on your interstate's looking right up to speed. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get ready for the big game and stock up on home team favorites like buy 5, save $5 deals at Meijer. Mix or match hundreds of items like assorted varieties of DiGiorno frozen pizza, 24 packs of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue or marinade sauce. Buy 5, save 5 this week at Meijer. That's the good life. A good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app. Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
You can always watch the show on YouTube or download the podcast if you miss anything. We're talking about the 137-page document that was released yesterday, or Yahoo Sports obtained some of that, and I think Bill on the YouTube chat made a good point. You're not going into a United States court, right? You're not going into a court that is operated by.
That's where they want to go, and that's where all these things with the NCAA generally end up. And so that's going to be their argument: is would this hold up in court if we go to court?
Correct.
That's, I guess, the threat, if you will.
Yeah, so that's the threat by Michigan. If we take this to court, can everything be substantiated or unsubstantiated, right? Like, that's the whole basis of this claim. Now, the interesting part, I mean, we still haven't found anything out from Central Michigan from who was on the sidelines, right? To my knowledge, like that
No,
never
it just disappeared. They acted like that didn't happen.
So did Jim McElwain, right? Didn't he just disappear right off into the sunset? Like, I'm retiring.
Retired from the game.
Okay, so this coming in Ross Dellinger's Yahoo piece. Again, it's a pretty lengthy piece if you want to go and read it. Perhaps the most interesting text. Now, there's a bunch of text messages, 52, I believe, from Connor Stallions to Sharon Moore that then were deleted because Sharon Moore was mad at Connor Stallions. So perhaps the most interesting text came in April of 2023. Stallions sent a note to Moore that Central Michigan assistant coach Jake Costner planned to visit the facility to meet with Moore. Okay, so Connor Stallions
took Kevin Costner, had a meeting between Kevin Costner and Sharon Moore, texted him about it, said, hey, he's going to come up here. We're going to talk about some things. The final season of
Yellowstone.
Got it.
Central Michigan opened the 2023 season with Michigan State. Michigan regularly plays. Ironically enough, Stallions is believed to have attended that game. Yes, on the sidelines with the video camera Ray-Ban glasses. We know that. Pictures are out there. Do whatever you want to do with that information. In fact, Central Michigan fired Costner last fall as the NCAA investigated the matter of Stallions' alleged appearance at the sideline of the game.
But they never said who it was.
They never said who it was. Never said who it was, but the guy who was going to meet Sharon Moore, Kevin Costner, got fired from Central Michigan.
There you go.
Am I putting my tinfoil hat on, or does that seem...
No, I think it seems...
Follow the path.
Pretty appropriate, because they're like... the most logical explanation I've generally found in my life is usually true. And the most logical explanation is that is Connor Stallions. By Central Michigan failing to produce whoever else it would have been... Like, you don't have to prove that it's Connor Stallions. Just prove to us who it is on your staff. And they're like, oh, it's this guy. You're like, no, that's this guy in this picture. He's over there. He's not wearing that.
Who's this guy? The guy who we're pointing to.
All you've got to do is prove to us that he's who this guy is on your staff. You don't have to prove to us that it's not Connor Stallions.
Now,
tell us who it is.
Let me ask you this question, Bob, because you go down to Ohio State for some of the games and you're on the sidelines. You're a former player. Everyone is credentialed to be on those sidelines.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't just go down there and hang out on the bench on the field.
The dude had a tag, for sure.
So you would think it would be pretty easy to cross-reference who's on the field and who's not, correct? Just in my assumption that everything is pretty much tracked by the game day operations crew, which is a pretty big office over at Ohio State, like the people who are in charge of getting recruits on schedule.
They would have a list,
all the passes, right?
Absolutely. They would have a manifest of who all that is and what's going on. Like, there's no chance that wouldn't be the case. So, yes, I don't understand. Like I said, they don't have to prove to you that it's not Connor Stallions. Just tell us who it is.
Yeah.
And by doing that proves that it's not Connor Stallions. But Beam, over an entirety of a year, they still failed to do that. And then the head coach just left, and another guy got fired. So
we're not going to find out the answer now.
I think the answer is implied.
I think they have the answer, right?
I would imagine. I think the NCAA knows. In the Big Ten. Like, I can't imagine that not being the case.
Well, the problem is it wasn't only one team in the Big Ten. I mean, it was multiple teams.
They did it against everybody. Everybody's upset about it.
Yeah, multiple teams.
Greg Schiano brought it up in a mid-game press conference.
Yes, he did.
Or his mid-game interview.
Yeah. Was it going into halftime?
There's some funny stuff going on over there.
He did say that, didn't he?
Yeah, that was his direct quote.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. That's 11 violations. Six of them are level 1 violations, unsubstantiated. I don't know if this thing's going to get to court. Michigan seems pretty unwilling to. I mean, why would you not continue to batten down the hatches for them?
And this is the new era that we live in. Like, just fight the NCAA on everything.
Yeah.
And they want to get out of court. They're fighting the player stuff. They're messing with all this. But at some point in time, like, we live in a society, Beam. There have to be rules. There has to be consequences. And you just can't say, I didn't do it. Prove to me that you did. Like, well, this is the evidence. Well, we don't think that's enough. We're not going to accept any punishment and penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually, like, you would go talk to your other member schools, but just drop them, don't play them for a year if this is what they're going to do. I mean, there's got to be some sort of pressure. And I don't know what this new world is going to look like in the playoff and what the governance structure is going to be.
Totally.
But there has to be some level of governance for this. Like, and this is something that has to be. There has to be an enforceable, an arm that has that's of enforcement, which the NCAA has, but it has to have some teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It has to have the ability to levy punishments that actually hit and do something.
They're neutered right now, the NCAA.
And so they're pushing at this. The reality, though, is a lot of times other schools don't care, or other schools like, hey, like, we're going to stay out of this because we don't want anything coming to light with us because everybody's kind of doing it. No one else was doing this stuff. So everyone else in the Big Ten is leaning in hard, and they want to see something happen. Because they did it not just against Ohio State, but against everybody else as well.
Yeah, of course they did. So it's a fascinating report by Ross Dellinger, again, if you want to go read the whole thing. But the big kicker in this is that the text messages were deleted on the day that the NCAA investigation was starting, all right? And then the on-the-sidelines guy, Kevin Costner, was fired by Central Michigan after having met Sharon Moore that summer.
Yeah.
Seemed like pretty big things.
I mean, it's sheer coincidence.
Yeah. I'm just so mad at you that I'm going to delete my text messages.
They don't want him to get the credit, Beam. They didn't want him to get the credit.
Yeah, are we talking about that quote either? I mean, that's a pretty...
Credit for what?
Yeah, he's a low-level staffer. What's he going to get credit for?
Those sweet Google glasses.
It wasn't to hide anything. It was just that dramatic pause. I was extremely angry, the type of person that would do that to this program and these kids. Do what?
Exactly.
Do what?
That's the thing. So they've got a couple different things. Like, number one, they're saying that people didn't know, which is obviously factually inaccurate now. Then they're saying it wasn't to the level that people suggested. And then they're saying that he's like a lone wolf. Like, they have three different defenses that are all kind of contradictory to each other when you try to blend them all together. And so I'm curious to see, because now that we're in the offseason, like, this is going to take the forefront of college football, and like trying to get the portal and some other stuff straightened up. But yeah, this is going to be something that is definitely very prominent and going to be discussed a lot, because this impacts the actual integrity of the games. This isn't, the recruiting and this and that and poaching of players. All that.
It's even different than the Tennessee situation, in which they got banged for however millions of dollars for illegal recruiting. Right.
This is impacting the actual integrity of what was going on in game, and the ability that once you have your players on your roster, however you procured them, the coaches, they're working everything, going out there and winning games.
Yeah, tampering's a little bit more on the front burner in college football right now, just because everything is, I feel like, more public, and the dollars amount that you offer a player is kind of held up in the air. Saying, oh, look at this. We offered him this amount of money.
The alleged dollars. Like, nobody knows a lot of that for sure.
Correct. But that's also something different, Bob, because tampering's been going on in college football for forever. Now it's just NIL collectives giving money instead of.
But this is like on-field hardcore stuff. Like that's the difference of things. Like this is impacting the actual game, not the assimilation of talent and all those other things. This is, to me, much bigger than anything else. Because this, how you get the players, what happens, all that stuff is one thing. But once you're there, like this is in-game malfeasance, which impacts people on the betting side, which I'm surprised that there's more not leaning in on that side as well.
Like the NCAA this past year made an in-season rule change for the 12-man on the field penalty, right, for Dan Lanning. Like did that immediately. That impacts the game.
Yeah.
They had a swift reaction to that. Boom, that got changed. I would see how this is not worse than that situation. I mean, that's a 5-yard penalty that they turned into a 15-yard penalty. You know, pretty minuscule on the things. And we lost our minds about it here for a week, and then we kind of moved on. We were actually talking about the integrity of the game in which it's being played.
Oh, yeah. The intentionality of breaking a rule, knowing that breaking the rule is going to be advantageous for you. So, yeah, that's an in-game thing, and they changed that immediately because that you wanted to keep the integrity of the game high.
The Bengals got some not-so-fun news yesterday. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here in the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a crash at the intersection of Alum Creek Drive and Williams Road on the southeast side. Also for our Delaware County drivers, there's a crash right on US 36 as you're approaching that Outlet Mall exit. Be mindful of crews working to clear this up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Through the magic of modern technology, I'm coming to you from inside your garbage disposal.
Hey, what are you doing down here?
I was telling folks about Who are you?
Garbage disposal monster. I eat the things people put in here. Nom 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 nom.
Oh?
Sometimes I get sick.
I was just about to say, the pros who knows from Apex are brilliant at fixing garbage disposals. You're really a monster?
Now, look here. These teeth,
yeah?
They're all busted.
Oh.
They're for food, not forks. You hear up there?
Gee, what else?
Crazy noises like clingety, 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 clingety. Call Apex Pros.
Sure.
Sometimes I smell funny.
I didn't want to draw attention to it.
Call Apex Pros.
And what's going on now there?
Smoking. It's a bad habit. We're not supposed to smoke.
Well, you heard it straight from the garbage disposal monster. Call the pros who knows. Apex Pros.
Hi, it's Alex, the Apex Bear. We are the pros who knows, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Nom 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 nom.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit HollywoodColumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Rothman and Ice.
If your ego gets bruised that much to where you feel like you need to leave, that's not on Coach Day. They came out of that Oregon game and didn't sack Dylan Gabriel one time.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
A golf course quality lawn is easier and more affordable than you think with True Green. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. And right now, you can get 75% off your first service. Plus, they have a price match guarantee. You know you're getting the best value. And if you're not satisfied, True Green will revisit your lawn between scheduled visits to make it right. Don't wait. Visit TrueGreen.com today to lock in 75% off and let the pros handle your lawn while you enjoy the results.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
All right, fellas, let's tackle the age-old question. What do I get her for Valentine's Day? Don't stress. Send foolproof flowers from the Books Company and get 25% off your entire purchase. Books flowers are fresh, vibrant, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Don't wait. Valentine's Day is February 14th, so get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use my promo code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Books, promo code CANTY.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Well, Wednesday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Right now, time for some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky, how you doing over there? Doing all right?
I'm doing great. I'm just imagining Bob Taylor right now. Coaster Bob climbing all those steps at Millennium Force, getting ready for Coaster Bob time at 7:30 this morning. Tight end Eric All played in just 7 games at Iowa his senior year in 2023 while backing up Luke Lachey, but in those 7 games, he had 21 catches for 299 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was enough to get him drafted in the 4th round last April by the Bengals. As a rookie, All appeared in 9 games, 20 receptions, 158 yards. Not great numbers, but Bengals have high hopes for him. Unfortunately, he will not play in 2025. All tore his ACL in November, Beamer, and he needs not 1 but 2 surgeries to fix all the issues.
Yeah, it stinks, right? I mean, he did it back in 22, and I think in 20 had a back injury, I think, in college, Bob, and then had another ACL. So, I mean, this is some serious injury stuff with Eric All, and it stinks, too, because, I mean, the Bengals obviously drafted a guy. You use a 4th-round draft pick on someone, you think they're going to be pretty productive for your team, and we haven't really got to see him going yet. Get to see him going yet for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's kind of tough news to see yesterday if you're a Bengals fan. I mean, I still don't know what their game plan is, because at the end of the season, we heard all from Joe Burrow and everybody else, like the Bengals are taking care of T. Higgins. Like, we feel pretty confident in this situation. Meanwhile, you've got the Jamar Chase contract situation that needs to be ironed out as well. It's bad for business to let some of these guys go. And I know that T. Higgins is going to get top dollar if he ends up going somewhere else, and you had the situation this past summer, sign the franchise tag, not going to sign the franchise tag. Okay, you kind of accepted that he was going to move on, but he had such a great year. Was in some games, he was out of some games, but they were a much better team with him in it. So what are you doing on that front? Their cap situation is okay. It's $46 million that they have in cap space. Some of their guys were underperforming their contract numbers this year. So, yeah, it stinks for Eric All. The big question for them this offseason is, 1, what's the dollar amount you're going to give to Jamar Chase? Because he is undoubtedly one of the best top 2 receivers in the league, if not number 1. And then what's that number going to be for T. Higgins? And are you going to get back in the business of letting him walk or not? Again, a couple of years in a row, not making the playoffs, underperforming. They tried like hell at the very end. They just couldn't get it done with their slow start. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but yeah, stinks that Eric All's not going to be available.
Yeah, covered a lot of ground there, Beam. You started with Eric All and the torn ACL and not being able to play next year, which is a bummer. When you get guys who have massive injuries like that, and will he ever be the same? That's a question you have to ask yourself, and I'm sure he's asking himself moving forward. But yeah, then the uncertainty at their receiver position and trying to get these guys signed. And we heard that they thought they were going to maybe try to re-sign T. Higgins. At first, it looked dark, but they still have Chase out there. Like they've got a lot of work to get done, and we'll see if they can get that done here before the start of free agency.
I always say if you are offended by something, it's because you choose to be offended. You made that decision. Bob calls me coach. I'm offended.
That's fine.
I shouldn't be, but
call me
it
coach.
offends me because I made that decision to be offended. New Yorkers apparently are easily offended.
Ooh.
Following Sunday's conference championship games, the Empire State Building was lit up in red and green to honor the Chiefs and Eagles. No joke. Giants and Jets fans weren't happy about it, especially because former Giants running back Saquon Barkley is now the face of the Eagles all over the Big Apple. Social media pundits were outraged at the Empire State Building. Probably the people that run the lights at the Empire State Building. It's hard to get mad at a building itself.
Oh, you can yell at a building.
But Bobby,
people scream at the sky.
Comedian Michael Rappaport said New York City should have shown its respect to the Philadelphia Eagles by being completely disrespectful.
Are you going to disrespect?
I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
But that's par for the course with New York. Listen, your teams aren't any good right now, so that's part of it.
It's not like this is something new. When the Dodgers won the World Series, they lit it up in blue.
I get it. I don't understand it at all, but you know what? Your teams are bad right now. Maybe they'll be better. Maybe Aaron Glenn can turn around the Jets.
Hey, hope is not a strategy.
Hope is not a strategy, but neither one of your teams have been relevant for a minute. And this is what it is. They do it all the time. Like, just chill out. It just stings more because it's the Eagles and it's Saquon.
Of course it does. That's the burning.
They should have put like 26 in the window is what they should have done.
Yeah, light up the office buildings like we do down here at the Nationwide building.
Yeah.
Go EAGLES Eagles or ESGLES Eagles, whichever one you prefer, depending on whether or not you're the mayor of Philadelphia.
That was amazing, by the way.
ESGLES Eagles. Sure, that spells Escalus. Yeah.
What a meatball.
Listen, I understand that New York fans aren't happy about Saquon Barkley. I get it. The guy's having a Hall of Fame career, let alone this season that he's having for one of your arch
It wasn't his fault. It's not his fault.
He wanted to stay, and Joe Shane, the general manager of the Giants, said,
we can get another guard.
We can get someone else. We don't want to overpay for a guy. Well, sometimes you pay the guys who have worked their tails off for your organization and gives fans a reason to come out to the stadium every Sunday, and you decided to let him walk. He chose the best option for himself, and guess what? He's on the doorstep of having one of the greatest seasons for a running back in NFL history and lifting a Lombardi trophy just to add salt in the wound. Did you see what his daughter said to him, Saquon Barkley? I saw this over the weekend when they were smoking the Commanders, and it was going back to the summer when it was announced that he was signing with the Eagles, and his daughter asked him, was like, "Oh, Dad, we're going to Philadelphia? Like, does that mean we're going to win now?" Like, that's...
Yes.
I mean, even your daughter knows that you have a better probability of winning while getting outside of New York.
Time.
It stinks. Yeah, it stinks for Giants fans. I don't really know about Jets fans. They're in their own hellhole right now that they built for themselves.
Maybe they thought the green was for them.
Yeah. That was for Aaron Glenn in his introductory press conference.
I'm offended. Mm-hmm. The fine folks with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still angry at their former offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen.
Duval.
Not because
he weirdo.
Yes, he is.
Not because he took the Jaguars head coaching job, but how he took it. Cohen initially turned down Jacksonville's offer, then got a pay raise to stay in Tampa, highest paid coordinator in the NFL. But 48 hours later, he accepted the job after the Jags fired their general manager. Cohen is now speaking out about his decision. Quote, "It came down to business. It came down to family and business and a dream that was right in front of me." Beam, instead of stewing, it's probably time for the Buccaneers to move on.
Yeah, and it stinks for them, because they had him under contract and they put the tweet out, largest contract in NFL coordinator history and breaking all these records. Like, you had him. It was done. It was done. And then the Jags fired Trent Baalke.
Yep.
And they said, oh, wait a minute. Now that King Snake's out of here, I can go down to Jacksonville and maybe get a dream job. Who wouldn't want to be a head coach in the NFL? Right?
Well,
I mean, it's a great opportunity for him.
Sometimes you'll get one bite of the apple, so you want to make sure the situation is good. And that's where I think once the bulky situation turned, when they realized, like, oh, none of these guys want to work with King Snake right here.
When do you think Shad Khan figured that out? Because we have known that for years.
That's how you get to be King Snake, Beam.
Yeah.
You isolate your target, and then you just feed them the information you want. It takes them years to figure out that everything you say, while it may sound good in theory, isn't true. But you're their only filter. And so they were able to finally realize, this doesn't seem right. This is not how it should be working.
I mean, it wasn't just Liam Cohen either. They had multiple coaches that said, no, I'm not going there.
Listen, you can say what you want about Urban's time there. Like, I had people reach out to me. They're like, he does not want to work with that guy. It's not going to end well. And he's going to try to push everything onto him. Like, it's just, he's not a good dude. There are people that work out there that are not team guys. They're selfish beasts, and he is king of that. It's everybody's fault but mine.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Now he's without a job, but the Jags have Liam Cohen, and he can say Duval.
He is a weirdo.
Hey, best of luck to him and his weird cadence of saying the county in which Jacksonville's in. Shark, good news for you. Myles Garrett doesn't seem to be going anywhere. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, still watching a crash on the southeast side at the intersection of Alum Creek Drive and Williams Road. And for our friends up in Delaware County, we've got a crash on 36 right by the Outlet Mall exit. Both west and eastbound lanes restricted as crews work to clear this up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey friends, Beamer here. And 7 weeks ago, I decided to make a change. And now I'm down 37 pounds. Only 7 weeks to drop what probably took 5 years to put on. What's more wild is how easy it was, all thanks to Awaken 180. I'm chasing Willie around like it's nothing, throwing him up in the air, running after the dog, all kinds of good things. Something that used to leave me gassed. And you know what? If you're overweight, I'm sure that you can relate. Late nights, early mornings, football playoffs, none of it feels like it's slowing me down anymore. And those cravings that always got in my way, gone. Poof. What I thought would be a struggle has become second nature. The other guys here at The Fan were right. Awaken 180 gives results. And more importantly, the fast results we need to keep on going. My coach, Natalie, is the health guru. She helps me adjust to fit my crazy schedule from what to eat to when to eat. No meds, no gimmicks. Just a plan straight up that works and can work for anyone. If you want control, take control with Awaken 180. It is the choice to make. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
One night, one stage. Billy Joel and Rod Stewart. Saturday, September 20th. One special evening at Paycor Stadium. Together for the first time ever in Cincinnati. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Saturday, September 20th. Don't miss Billy Joel and Rod Stewart.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get older, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-228-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really good guitar solo.
It's playoff time, and you can take full advantage by winning some cash playing daily fantasy football on Sleeper Picks. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And now, Sleeper has a special offer. New users just have to play $5 to get $55 in free entries. Download the Sleeper app today and use code SCORE and get $55 in free entries when you play $5. That's code SCORE. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. Just one game in Big Ten basketball last night. 7th-ranked Michigan State whipped Minnesota 73-51 in East Lansing. The Spartans are 9-0 in conference play. Good for a game-and-a-half lead over second-place Purdue. Ohio State is in 10th place at 4-5. The Buckeyes visit Penn State tomorrow night. Also in the top 25, number 12 Kentucky knocked off 8th-ranked Tennessee 78-73 in Knoxville. 9th-ranked Marquette won at Butler 78-69. Thad Matta's Bulldogs are 2-8 in the Big East. 15th-ranked St. John's is 9-1 in the Big East after crushing Georgetown 66-41. In the NBA, back on December 8th, the Heat defeated the Cavaliers 122-113 in Miami. It was the only loss Cleveland suffered in a 6-week span when they went 16-1. Tonight, the teams meet for the second time this season. This one's also in Miami. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 of the program for us on Wednesday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up a little bit later on, busy 8 o'clock hour. Timmy May, freshly back from Vegas. High roller over at the Wynn. He's going to join us at 7:30. And then at...
He strikes me as more of a golden nugget type of guy.
8:30. And then at 8:46-ish, Sean, depending on how quickly we're able to wrap up Tim, because sometimes he'd be long-winded towards the end. He's Sean Kuraly. He's your Columbus Blue Jacket player of choice today. He joins us in our final segment around 8:47 this morning.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Quiet night last night. Kind of nice.
It was great. Really great. Got some work done. Had a meeting I didn't know I was supposed to have.
That's good.
Yeah, got some things done now. I feel pretty good about it.
Is Jimmy Butler playing against the Cavs tonight, Shark?
No. Okay. No, he's not.
Is Jimmy Butler playing for the Cavs tonight?
Yeah, I guess they could trade for him. You want him? You want Jimmy Butler?
No.
$45 million a year?
He's a cancer.
Shark, an aging star that wants to be overpaid, that's a ball-dominant guy. Who wouldn't want him?
36-year-old who thinks he's still worth $45 million a year.
Well, we'll see if other people think that.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get it from anybody else.
I heard they're trading Darius. Or not Donovan. I heard they're trading Donovan Mitchell.
What?
They're trading Donovan.
And Mobley.
They just signed him to a long-term
both of them. And Mobley, both of them.
Yeah, come on, Shark. Why wouldn't you want Jimmy Butler on your team?
We have no room for him.
Okay.
No room at the end.
Cavs at the Heat tonight. Buckeye men's basketball team at Penn State tomorrow. Jackets at the Golden Knights tomorrow.
Hope they get that win. By the way, programming note, I think next Wednesday, a week from today, Beam, at 8 o'clock, I think we're going to have Mr. Jake Diebler in the studio. We can ask him if he knows why Upper Sandusky is below, further south than the actual Sandusky, given that is where he's from. Him and his
river
brother
flows north.
Yeah, I'm guessing he knows that because it's probably something they talked about in school, but we'll see.
Geography lessons with Deebs.
I saw John Diebler last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was watching the Butler game.
We need to ask him about that. Why am I blanking
nepotism?
on? Yeah, we need to ask him about the nepotism and what happened. Because he couldn't sign John to his staff because of nepotism laws. It's crazy.
I guess you can't report to whomever, like your direct, sibling, father, mother. I don't know how that works. Because that's how I was like, well, they've done it in football before, but I guess the staff is bigger, so you can arrange it a little bit differently. I was like, just have John report to Ross Bjork. I don't know. Figure that out.
We had Trestles on Tressel's staff.
We had multiple Trestles.
Yeah.
Trestlers.
Trestleplicity.
Trestleplicity. Oh, by the way, Beam, one of my favorite things to do, Shark, I turned into my mom with this, and it's terrible. And it's like, if you see a problem, solve a problem. And I try to, lean into this a little bit with my kids. And, I mean, maybe I should save this for 8 o'clock. We're already here.
Oh, yeah.
There's a plate, paper plate. It's actually a styrofoam, a black styrofoam plate.
I can't quite see it from here. You probably can.
No, but I see it every day when I walk in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that was there before the Tennessee game, or maybe right around there. I usually, like, if I'm going to start tracking something like this.
Come on, Bob. Radio is the theater of the mind. You got to give a big description.
So as you walk in, there's an air hockey table.
Yep.
The air hockey obviously hasn't been played for a long time because there's an assortment of ping pong paddles on there, a couple bolts, some
bongs,
plastic bags, different nonsense. It's basically become like the gym equipment that people hang their clothes on in their house. And there's a black styrofoam plate sitting there. And Beam's like, I asked you about it. Someone will use it eventually. I go, it's been used. There's a little food particle on it. Nothing like ketchup or any like liquid. But there's like, you could tell that someone used it to eat probably a piece of pizza or something. And it's been sitting there since well before New Year's. I'm guessing, I think, my suspicion is that it was used during a football Saturday because I came in on, I believe I first noticed it on a Monday.
Okay.
Now, when I do these things at my house, I will go to my bathroom mirror and I have a dry erase marker there and I'll just put a date down. And like no one knows what that date means but me. And it's like the date that I first noticed that something was amiss. And I just like to see how many times people pass by something before they actually decide to solve a problem. Like, hey, there's this random bowl of chips that has been here and like everybody's walked by it. Or there's this cup that you put outside. By the way, there's been a cup that's been sitting outside at my house on the table. I'm guessing it's been at least since Thanksgiving. Maybe
not my
before.
Cup. Was it full?
Nobody's cup. I don't know. It's on it actually blew off during one of the storms, and then it was encapsulated with ice. But due to the thaw now, it's reappeared. It's reappeared. And it's very pronounced because it's
like our grass.
It's an Ohio Bobcats like game day cup from my brother played down there, and it's got
I've seen
Frank
that cup.
Solich.
You used to drink that cup.
I brought it in here.
Cup.
It's got Frank Solich on it. Brazil, Le'Veon Brazil, like some dudes they've had. They're star players.
Mm-hmm.
It's older. It's probably 12 years old. I mean, I didn't take it outside. It's just sitting there. And I'm just curious. Like, that's been there for weeks. And I'm like, I wonder, like, so many people see it.
Months.
Months. So many people see it. And I'm like, is anybody ever going to go get it? They're just going to, one day when they're walking by, just pick it on up, bring it inside, put it in the dishwasher. Hell, if you just put it on by the sink, I'd be happy. I'll usually like a full completion of the project, but since this has been there so long by itself, I'd be happy if it's just brought in. Similarly to that styrofoam plate that has been sitting there that I'm curious whose it is.
Longer that it's going to take to move, the cup in your house or the plate? Because I'll go with the plate.
Probably the plate, because I'm eventually going to move the cup. Like, I get so sick of seeing things. And then I'll bring it up, and I'm like, this cup sat here for 13 weeks. It was passed by multiple people multiple times. And I usually don't go in our back door very often because I park in the front, so I'll walk through the front. And, I mean, there'll be crap sitting out in front. Like, there was a snowboard that was there with the snow. I tell my kids, I don't want our sledge just out front. It looks crap. Like, stack them up, put them away. You know, and then they just leave stuff out there during the snow thaw, and then it just thaws. I'm like, now you just have a random snowboard sitting on grass in front of. Do I live in a trailer park, dude? Like, what are we doing? Like, I've worked really hard to provide you guys the opportunity to live in a home like this, in an area like this, and try to just have some requisite level of respect for the things that I give you.
Yeah, Dad, you put the snowboard away.
I mean,
it's your purchase.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you bought it. Well, okay, well then you can't use it, or you can rent it from me. How about that? You know, I feel like Colonel Nathan Jessup. Like, you sleep under the very blanket of freedom which I provide, and then question the manner of which I provide it. Like, I would just assume you said thank you, and be on your way. But like that's what it is. And so I've looked at that styrofoam plate there, and the amount. I bet it's been passed by more than 1,000 times. Hell, I've probably passed it 25, and I look at more than 25. It's 5 days a week. I mean, it's been at least multiple times to go in and out. I bet it's been passed 5,000 times, probably by the assailant as well. At least a couple hundred.
Well, the problem is you're so far removed from it now that that's not even a thought.
You know you're the one that put it there.
I'm with you. I know.
But so many people just do not care in life.
Bob, we have crumbs of I'm trying to use a good word right now. Stuff.
Yeah.
All over the place in here. It's disgusting. Hey, eating in the studio is one thing. That's fine. You want to take a snack or something like that during a commercial break. Okay, that's cool. How do we have an entire granola bar on the ground?
Oh, because someone was eating a granola bar and ate it like Billy. That's why. Yeah. And they just, instead of putting it in their mouth, they're like, oh, just like crumbling it all up all over the place. It's a granola bar, man. Like, when you break it off, there's going to be some crumbs. And so, like, that plate is just sitting there. And, like, that's the existence of most people in this world.
It's
and
Tim.
It drives.
It's got to be
Tim. I know
Tim.
it's Tim. I didn't want to say that.
It's got to be
Tim. But I'm fairly certain, because he's a guy that eats here, or someone from the evening show, because they eat here a lot. And then they leave their stuff out laying around. And there's sometimes plates in here. There's always papers, which they've gotten better, because I think Fish said something to him. Because I don't like walking in to our studio in the morning and having to clean up other people's stuff. Can you just put your things away? I walk out of here with my trash every day. You don't see me just throw my papers on the floor. And I have these little cough drops.
We keep a tight ship here.
I put the wrappers on the cough drops in the paper so I can wrap them up together so they don't end up everywhere. And I'm sure occasionally a cough drop falls off or something. I'll see. I try to get it. And things happen. And if I saw it the next day, I'd pick it up knowing that it was mine. But I wouldn't continue to walk by it for the next 5 months and be like, oh, okay. I mean, I feel like we live in a society here.
Nah, that's long been down the road.
But that plate, I haven't, like you said, Beam, I've windowed it down to at least believe who it could have been.
90% chance, Tim.
I would say that's probably accurate.
90%.
And there's a lot of papers that are in here.
Because I've seen him just at every hour in every corner of this building have snacks.
He eats a lot of food. He's got a lot of
studios in here.
But it's just a crime of opportunity.
Desk. Yeah, it is.
He was probably doing something, finished to set it in before he came in the studio.
Let's play ping pong with the man.
And then there it sat. And sat. And sat.
Long may he reign.
It's kind of like the One Ring, Beam. Like, it just was gone and lost
in the
time.
riverbed.
It's just been sitting there, and it's been gone for so long that no one knows where it is or what's happened to it. And that's where we're at.
It's gone. It's gone. It's actually going to sit there now for an entire year. If there's viewer fatigue for the Chiefs, it sure didn't show on Sunday. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear out a crash at the intersection of Alum Creek Drive and Williams Road. Also in Delaware County on 36, right at the 71 Outlet Mall exit. We've got a crash that crews are working to clear up right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
85% of people will experience foot pain in their lifetime. Long-term remedies are scarce. Good Feet Arch Supports from the Good Feet Store can help. They are designed to relieve common foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, and they also improve balance and comfort. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Hey guys, Anthony Rothman here for Low T Center. Keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. If you lack energy, muscle mass, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy may be your answer. But all guys have different T levels, so don't settle for a standard dosage plan. Get a personalized treatment plan at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Book your appointment at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Celebrate women in sports. Join Ohio State women's basketball on Sunday, February 2nd for a special Women in Sports and Alumni Night. The Buckeyes take on Washington at the Shop. Be a part of this great evening and get your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars
today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Refresh your home today with window images, blinds, and shades from Menards. We have everything you need to update your window treatments. We carry vinyl, aluminum, and faux wood blinds, cellular shades, and more. Plus, get them cut to width in store for free. Get white faux wood blinds starting at just $22.99. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now. Sale prices good through February 2nd.
Save big money at Menards.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another nice day today with plenty of sunshine. Today's high around 42. Thursday, look for increasing clouds with a high of 47. Rain comes in by Thursday evening. Could be looking at a few heavy downpours by Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
All right, 7 weeks ago, I decided to make a change. I'm down 37 pounds in only 7 weeks to drop what probably took 5 years to put on. What's more wild is how easy it was, all thanks to Awaken 180. Chasing Willie around like it's nothing. Something that can leave you completely gassed. If you're overweight, I'm sure that you can relate. Late nights, early mornings, football playoffs, none of it feels like it's slowing me down anymore. And those cravings that always got in my way, poof, gone. What I thought would be a struggle has become second nature. The other guys here at the Fan were right. Awaken 180 gives results. More importantly, the fast results we need to keep on going. My coach, Natalie, she's the health guru I needed. She helps me adjust to fit my crazy schedule. From what to eat to when to eat, no meds, no gimmicks, just a plan that works and can work for anyone. If you want control, take control. Awaken 180 is the choice to make. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. So, Shark, good news for you. Myles Garrett doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
That is great news.
Andrew Berry said yesterday that we have really no interest in trading Myles Garrett, no matter what the package is. Just fantastic, right? I mean, you don't want Myles to leave.
I think so because, people are talking about the haul you can get and draft capital and all that. Well, who are you going to draft that's as good as Myles? Right?
Nobody.
It's a guy that you build a defense around. You don't just dump him.
I don't see how you could. I mean, I know that there would be teams that would be interested in his service, sure, but unless he's unwilling to play for you, which doesn't sound like that at all, because at the end of the season, what did he say? I'm going to have to prove to me that we're going to win. And then his tune kind of changed a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, where he's like, I think that we're going to be better than what people think, and he's kind of back in.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's got a lot of leverage. He's under contract.
Right. He could pull a Jimmy Butler.
He could, but he makes a lot of money too, Myles does, and I don't know that he would want to give up those paychecks.
He said, let me say this. We feel really good about Myles, obviously, is a big piece of our future. We're looking forward to him being on the field. Like I said in my early January press conference, we envision him going from Cleveland to Canton when his career is over. That's as pretty of an emphatic statement as you're going to get from a GM talking about one of his guys.
I'd say he's one of the top 5 players in Browns history.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, look
he
at what
might
he's
be one of the top 5 pass rushers of all time when it's all said and done. Like
Yeah.
he's trending that way. Like him and TJ Watt may both be like top 5 sack guys when they're done. If they stay healthy and like stay at that current rate.
Well, his current rate has just gone nothing but crazy too. Like he's gone up.
And if you get a holding call every now and then, that might help.
Yeah. What's less likely to happen? The Buckeyes getting a holding call on their defensive line, or Myles getting a holding call every week?
I don't know. Maybe it's an Ohio thing, Beam. I haven't really figured that out yet.
I mean, every weekend it's like 5 or 6 times. That is glaringly obvious. Let alone all the times he's getting held on actually every single play.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely holding him, and I would do the same thing. That's up to the officials to call it. That's the problem.
What do you think of them this year, Shark?
Come on, Browns.
It's going to be retired. Are you going to get season tickets for them?
No, but you know.
Why wouldn't you? What else are you going to do?
I don't have anything better to do.
Go up there and eat that prime rib every week.
They
Engorge
say
yourself.
that the most important position in all of sports,
quarterback,
is a midfielder in soccer. No, is a
Darlington
quarterback.
Nagby, and we've got one of those, so we're good.
And currently, the Browns don't have a quarterback.
Well, they do.
They do have 2 under contract. One's probably going to miss the entire 2025 season. The other one is he'll be in his 3rd year, but he hasn't proven much. So I mean, when you say, what are the Browns going to do in 2025? It's not like you can be optimistic. Where's the optimism? My favorite player is going to be gone. They're not going to re-sign Nick Chubb. And
you don't think they'll re-sign Nick Chubb?
If they do, it's going to be at an incentive-laden contract. But I think they're going to move on from him. I don't know where the optimism comes from, honestly.
You sound like a man that's been beaten down.
It's all right.
Years.
I'm used to it, and you know what? I'm going to still root for them.
Hey, don't worry. They had their playoff window. They won 1 playoff game, but it was over the Steelers.
They did it with their franchise quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
They sure did.
Can we talk a little bit about, since we just brought up Baker, how weird Cohen is?
He's a strange dude, man.
I will tell you this. For anybody that didn't see it, we had this press conference, and I don't know what the question was asked for him. Duval, and he like twisted his head real weird. It was like not another teen movie. Like, it was like a spoof as a head coach at a press conference is what I thought I was watching. It was almost akin to the weirdness of Nick Sirianni at his press conference when there was like some sort of like, looked like there was a bee in the room that he was like falling around with his eyes. Like, do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Yes,
that.
His introductory
press conference, Beam. Oh, he looked like a cat, like you were trying to talk to a cat, and there was like a fly running around.
Did you see Ben Johnson in his introductory press conference? Says, "Hey, Ben Johnson, so-and-so from whatever news outlet." He goes, "On your right." And Ben Johnson quickly held up his 2 fingers to decide which one was left and which one was right, because your left hand makes the L. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, let me look over here." I said, "Oh, no. It's a bad situation here, boys."
I think that's great. Like, I think he's leaning into that. As opposed to Cohen, who's like,
Duval.
I mean, it is the weirdest thing that I've ever heard. And, like, his facial expression when he made it. Now, if you're a Jags fan, as I just referenced Nick Sirianni and his weirdness, he's got him in the Super Bowl.
There's a lot of weird people in football, man. Straight up. There's a lot of weirdos out there.
There's a lot of guys that aren't very smart either. It's pretty remarkable. I mean, it is the ultimate Peter principle in the world, where you get promoted to a level that exceeds your ability. And people only find that out once you're operating at that level for a minute, and they're like, yeah.
Wait a minute, this guy's incompetent?
Yeah, this guy.
He has nobody else to lean on and hide from.
He was a position coach on a team that he got hired by his buddy who was the head coach. And you know what? They had Myles Garrett there and a lot of other guys. So eventually someone said, "Hey, we'll pluck this dude as our coordinator because things look pretty good." And then he goes to another team where they just keep failing upward. And
we don't have Myles Garrett. That's why.
Well, but maybe you have other great players and things just kind of work out for you. Or maybe the guy actually was a really good position coach. And then but not a great coordinator. And so he gets to that level. But you have great players. And you're able to have success.
You know what, Bob?
And then you ultimately get hired as a head coach. Then people realize that you're a moron.
On the YouTube chat,
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Adam Gase. It was Adam Gase. Remember?
I remember Adam Gase. I didn't remember Sirianni.
I was thinking it was Sirianni.
Oh, Gase's gaze was his eyeballs were wide open.
Never mind. That didn't end well. That didn't end well for him. Jags fans, you're screwed.
Is there a coach down there who videotaped himself snorting cocaine?
That was in Miami.
Yeah, wasn't it Adam Gase who was in Miami? Or was Gase the offensive coordinator down in Miami? Or was he with the Jets?
I think he was the head coach then.
He was. He was on the same staff.
The offensive line coach.
Yeah,
there.
Do you remember that?
He
videotaped himself.
Yes, he did.
He sent it to this hooker he was dating in Vegas.
It's
real.
This is for you, baby. You remember that?
He was in office. He was in the office in Miami. I looked. I was
Who posted it?
He did. He sent it.
His girlfriend.
He sent it to what he thought was a confidential source, and he's literally saying on camera, "This is for you, baby. I miss you so much." It's just him just snorting away.
I had never seen that.
Oh my gosh, Shark. Forrester resigned from Miami Dolphins on October 9th, 2017, after video surfaced of him snorting cocaine.
There's a lot of weird people in football.
Hey, how about this? Follow-up to the story. You'll love that, when you get the Dateline or the unsolved mysteries, really. Mm-hmm. On August 23rd, 2019, it was reported that Forrester was hired by the San Francisco 49ers as an assistant coach to help game planning as a member of Kyle Shanahan's staff. So hopefully that kid bounced back. Oh, they have the video right here, man.
Kid, he was...
I say kid. I mean, the dude's...
mid to late 40s, maybe 50s. Good for him.
By the time Forrester made the video in late September, he said he had used cocaine for 8 or 9 consecutive days.
Well, that tracks.
I mean, I laugh at this. It's not funny. Obviously, he had a problem. Oh, my gosh. It was so ridiculous. Forrester did hundreds of times over 36. Oh, my gosh.
I guess what Liam Cohen did was pretty innocuous compared to that.
Well, yeah, but that dude was trying to win.
I guess.
I mean, oh, man, I want to see the video. Shark, you've got to pull that up. It's so amazing.
It's one of the more wild things. And there have been a bunch of crazy things that have been put on the internet, including that of Laramie Tunsil the day of the draft. That was a crazy situation.
King, I'll never forget sitting there because my agent represented him. I'm like, that is awesome.
Well, not for your agent. Not for him, it wasn't.
Worked
out well for him in the end.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up getting... Is he still with Houston?
Yeah.
He's been a really good tackle. So things have worked out. I mean...
You've been in the NFL, Bob. You know how odd it is.
Coach,
it's a weird world.
The things that I've seen in my life...
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know... if that video wouldn't have surfaced, I don't know if people would have believed that was actually real. You're telling me you have a coach in the NFL who's doing cocaine in between meetings just on his office desk and sending it to a stripper in Vegas? Yeah. That's not real, Mike. I'm telling you.
What he does with his free time is his own free will.
Well, it was in the building, Beam, so he was out. Free time is a loose term there. I guess if I was walking out during a break doing bumps off the ping pong table out there.
Off the plate?
Off the plate. Maybe that's what it's used for. I don't know. I would at least clean my mess up, number one. I'd bring some nice little pledge. I'd wipe the powder, the dust off there so no one else would get hurt. But I mean, it's the stuff that I've seen. You can't even. I gotta write out. That's like my dad. His stories these don't even seem real. No one else would believe them if you hadn't seen them with your own eyes.
Did you see the ratings for the Bills-Chiefs game this past weekend? 57.4 million people.
That's more than a few.
Yeah. Just a little bit. It's the highest of any conference championship game ever.
I mean, that's
since 2012, Giants 49ers had a 57.6 in 2012.
I mean, that's like what a Super Bowl probably was in the early 90s.
Yeah, probably. What's it up to now? 100 and something?
Yeah, I always try to find the 150 people that didn't watch the Super Bowl. I know I've seen a handful of them.
Yeah, my neighbor's one of them.
He's a Brit. Isn't he British?
No, he's not British. He likes soccer. He's getting into the Blue Jackets. Knows nothing about football.
That makes him
nothing about
British,
it.
Then.
He didn't know
who asked if Tressel is still coaching.
He said Tressman, and I said, "You mean Tressel? No, he's been gone since 2011, 2012." He said, "Who is it now?"
Tressman from the Bears.
Yeah,
too.
He said, "Who is it now?" I said, "It's Urban Meyer," and he goes, "Oh yeah, the hot dog guy." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, Oscar Meyer, Urban Meyer. It's the same guy to me. I'm like, it's actually Ryan Day. He goes, I know him. He's got nice facial hair. So
Elite beard.
Elite beard from Ryan Day. Speaking of Ryan Day, contract extension is in the works for him and the Buckeyes. That's coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. On the southeast side, crews are still working to clear out a crash at the intersection of Alum Creek Drive and Williams Road. And up in Delaware County, watch for crews on 36 right at that outlet mall exit for 71 as they also clear out a crash from earlier this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stutterwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321321. That's ROCK to 321321.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouthwatering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You'll find low prices on thousands of items. The yellow and red tags mean you'll save big on sparkling ice water, Kroger brand chips, and so much more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, the great Tim May, freshly back from Las Vegas. He's going to join the program. What do you think Tim's trips to Las Vegas are like?
You know what he did out there?
No.
He went to see the Eagles.
In the Sphere.
I saw, I was talking to Mayor's mom yesterday. We had her on FaceTime, and she's down in Florida right now. I think she's coming back this weekend, Bob. And she goes, I got a couple of questions for you. Is the Jim Knowles thing real? I said, what do you mean, is it real? She goes, is he leaving? I'm like, well, yeah, it's real. They announced it yesterday. They put out a graphic and everything. Had a video of him talking to the team. Like, yeah, that's real. She goes, okay, second part of the question. Did Bobby know that, why am I blanking on, did Bobby know that Kenny Chesney is playing out at the Sphere?
Yeah. I already had people hit me up for tickets.
Okay.
That's how I was informed of it.
And I said, I don't know, that hasn't come up in conversation yet, but I'm assuming he does.
I might try to go out and catch it out there. I like him outside better, but they say the Sphere is great. I wanted to see you two out there. I would have liked to have seen the Eagles.
I would like to have seen the Grateful Dead.
I might have to go see Kenny out there. Programming note, Beam. Update from our guy, engineer Ben.
Okay.
This is the best because there's according to the cameras, the plate on the hockey table was put down for people to eat Chick-fil-A December 31st. It was moved on 1/1, 1/3, 1/6, and 1/26, but has never been eaten off of.
All right, so I told you that the plate's good.
There's
still
a
good to go.
crumb
It's for
on it.
usage.
So I want to know how that got there.
The fact that Ben went and looked at the security footage is amazing.
Well, of course.
Thanks, Ben. Can you also tell me who's peeing on the toilet seats in here?
I hope we don't have cameras in the bathrooms.
I don't think we do, but I can track the time because I use it, and then there was none when I used it the first time in the morning, and sometime between 5:30 a.m. and like 8 a.m. a couple of days ago. It's all over the place.
Just for the record, we have two different toilets that we can use in here. Beam uses one, and I usually use the other.
Correct.
So this is I'm off the hook on this one, Shark.
We have people from the TV station that come over and use it.
Well, they're nice and private.
There is somebody that comes in overnight And he doesn't know I'm here. I'm back there in the Blue Jacket studio, and the place looks empty. But every day he comes in, first thing he does is go into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And let's just say it's a 5-minute break, not a 30-second break.
You know what you need to do, Shark?
You got to go at work.
You know what I want you to do?
And I think, what you couldn't do that at home? Why is it you hold it until you get here?
Who knows?
Every day.
People are ridiculous. I mean, that's why I had to bring the space heater in, because it was literally the point where we were freezing to death. So we have basically a trash can fire over here. It's so much nicer, though.
If you get frostbite, you can file workman's comp.
I mean, it was literally impact.
I was close the day after the national championship game. I didn't warm up until 2 o'clock.
Because you stayed in here overnight.
It was an awful decision.
It's like sleeping in a meat locker.
It was worse. It was
plus, you've lost 40 pounds of fat, the insulation, so you're getting even colder.
God, I forgot what it was like to be cold. It stinks. Good.
Last Reese, I was like, do you want me to leave this in here? It's like, what do you think of the studio? It means the coldest place on earth. He's like, all right, well, then I'll leave the space heater up for you, big dog. You can keep that thing running to keep you warm. I would wear gloves if I could type with them on. I haven't found a pair that are suitable for typing.
Meredith got these mittens because she's going on that ski trip out to Utah here in a couple of weeks. She got some mittens in the mail yesterday, and it's actually pretty cool. I don't know if it's an invention or
they've got
innovation.
the little fingertips.
Yeah, you can unzip the mittens and the gloves. They have the smart fingertips on them, and she's able to look at her phone, I guess, while on the ski lift. That's a pretty nice innovation.
Yeah, because we have to be on our phone on the ski lift. Like, what else are we supposed to do? Just
look at the mountains.
Enjoy the scenery. No, we've got to get back into our machine.
Yeah.
We've got to dive into the little 6-inch device, not the 20,000-foot mountain outside. Let's get back into the small screen. Why don't we just sit there and look around and enjoy the nature?
When we went out there, this was probably, I don't even know how many years it was ago. We went out to Park City, and that's where she's going. It was the first time in my life I'd actually seen mountains.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I'm like, you mean to tell me I'm taking 2 pieces of carbon fiber and riding down this thing?
Yeah, buddy.
That sounds awful. I am very much looking forward to the
no more protection than a glorified bike helmet.
I don't even have a helmet on.
Perfect.
I don't justify wearing a helmet because I don't go fast enough and I don't do the trees.
That's fantastic.
I'm a pizza guy. I'm a pizza guy on the ski.
I love that you don't wear that. That's beautiful, Bean. I respect that. Here's what I want you to do, Shark, to your buddy over here. I'm going to bring in some saran wrap. All right? We're going to saran wrap that toilet. All right? It'll be a great deal. I can't wait to see and if you could just record your phone just to hear the audio of the noise and stuff that comes out of there, it'll be tremendous. Because if that's
that's an invasion of privacy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. Why? You're in the bathroom and they are.
Have some sometimes, remember when
don't leave your phone in there. You can play. I'm sure. I'm sure the audible noises you'll be able to hear through the door.
I remember that, Shark.
Beamer walked in on Chops while he was sitting.
Yeah, it was the whole knock versus the lock debate. It's a public restroom. Lock it.
Why would you knock on a door that should be locked?
And now I knock every day, damn well knowing that there's nobody in there.
I knock if it's 2:30 in the morning. And I know nobody's here, but just in case.
I'm going to come in. What time is that? What time does that go down? 4. Yeah. It's going to be tough. I might wake up one day.
Why don't you camp out in there, Bob, and then at 4 o'clock you jump out and scare them?
That would be because what would be even better?
Well, yeah, because they're motion sensors. So if you don't move,
if I sit in there for long enough, then the lights will shut off. I can just be parked in the corner.
You might scare it out of him. That'd be a mess you have to clean up on the floor.
That'd be. I've done a lot of stuff in my life. The patience of sitting there in the darkness, just waiting for someone to come in.
Have you ever wanted to be Sly Stallone?
Yeah. Oh, what is that? What was that in Rambo 2?
Yeah, where he's just laying there in the mud.
Yeah, the best scare I ever got on someone, which almost cost me my life. Well, and I wasn't even really intentional. My mom was going to the store. I couldn't drive yet, so probably 8th or 9th grade. And I wanted to go to the store with her. It was 8:45, probably about this time of year, maybe a little later. It wasn't crazy cold. Let's say late February, but it was still getting dark pretty early. And it was raining. And so she said she was going to the store, and she went outside the house. So I went and I got in the backseat of the car and laid down. And as we're driving down the road, I sat up. And she saw me in the rearview mirror.
Ah!
Oh, she smoked
Honey,
me
look.
with the back of her
hang
hand.
gliding.
Meanwhile, we almost took out like 5 mailboxes on the side of the road. What are you doing? Like hitting me. I'm like, hey, easy. And like we're like off the road. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about it. She's like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know it was you back there. I told you couldn't come. I'm like, there's turf marks in our neighbor's yard from like you swerving around those mailboxes.
How'd that get there? Bob jumped out and scared me.
It wasn't even jumped out. It was more just like I leaned.
Like a Michael Myers.
It was like a more Michael Myers. And it was like, I think it was raining too. Like there was a lot of ambiance that was set up around it. And she was not happy about that. I mean, she was like, we were in the store and like, when you get crazy scared of something, like if you ever thought you've missed your alarm and you've woke up.
I do that on weekends all the time. Like I'll see the sun shining and I will jolt out of bed.
And you're in a full-on panic mode.
Yeah.
And like you go from a resting heart rate of 40s to 50s to like 137, 150. And it's like you're trying to come down from that. And it's like you are shaking like that old Miami coach who was snorting the lines off the table.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Buckeyes.
So speaking of the Buckeyes, they're working on a Ryan Day contract extension. This was good. Ryan Day was on Chuck and Ernie's Steam Room, which is Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson. And here was Ryan Day when he was asked about maybe some future goals here.
That's just kind of, why I got into this game was to do that. And that's what I want to do. And, there's, Woody Hayes is, the last one to win multiple national championships at Ohio State. And that's something that, I've now kind of set for myself is to be, the next head coach to win multiple national championships at Ohio State. And, there's still a lot more to be done. And I also feel like this position can make a lot of impact throughout the country and throughout the state of Ohio. And I want to continue to do that with my family through different, charities. And I think, every year I've learned more and more what that is and what we can do. And so I love it here, and I want to stay as long as they'll have me.
Okay. That's good. Working on a contract extension and wants to become the next coach in line to win multiple championships.
The only guy to do that's Woody Hayes. Yeah. The next would be the second. And so that would be an unbelievable opportunity. And the fact that he said, I'll stay here as long as you'll have me. Like there was a legitimate concern, Beam, from this guy, the thought that the amount of abuse, I tell people, I think Ryan, not to speak for him, but it's like, he seems to really like it here. His family seems to really like it here, like 50 weeks a year. And thankfully, like when you get a national trophy, that's a lot of coverage that you get there.
It's true.
It's
a big umbrella.
Big umbrella that gives you a lot of clearance. And so I was hoping that, there wasn't overtures to potentially going to the next level. But it's great to see that he wants to win that second one here, which would be Urban didn't do it, Tress didn't do it, Paul Brown didn't do it. He would be the second to Woody Hayes.
Lots to be juiced about on this Wednesday. We do that next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still watching crews clear out a crash up in Delaware County on 36. This is right as you're approaching that 71 entrance ramp by the Outlet Mall. Watch for crews clearing that up right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Get your seat in the shot to watch Ohio State men's ice hockey this Thursday, January 30th and Friday, January 31st. Join the Buckeyes as they take on Michigan State. There are only a few more home series left, so don't miss the chance to see the Buckeyes at home. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Hey, Columbus, Brandon Beam here. I'm going to be at the new AT&T store at 1605 Georgesville Square Drive this Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. Bring your friends, bring your family, and let's have some fun. Again, at 1605 Georgesville Square Drive. See you out there.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year, and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day. At Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first. To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Hey, we've all been there. It starts as a nuisance, something you just put up with. It's that joint pain. It starts to hurt, impacting everything in your life, whether it's your knee, your back, your hip, your shoulder, walking, climbing stairs, even getting out of the car, moving around. It all hurts. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And I'm talking about that always there, that nagging pain, the stuff that I had when I got done playing professional football. It was in my knee. So what did I do? I went to see my friends at QC Kinetics. Their groundbreaking new treatments for arthritis pain provide long-term relief. The regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. They're right here, right in Columbus, Ohio, under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grand Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. So here's what you want to do. Go to QCkinetics/Columbus, because I'm going to tell you this, it's not going to get better with time. You can't wish it away. They've got an office in Dublin, one in Gahanna, or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Wednesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Every day at this time, we get juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Oh, Bobo. It's a Wednesday, buddy. Coaster Bob Day for some, First Friday miracle for others. What's happening? Let's get you fired up.
Oh, goodness. Well, a lot of things got me fired up. The fact that Ryan Day, listening to that when I came in this morning, Beam, and you were watching him and Chuck and Ernie hanging out and saying, I'll be here as long as you'll have me. That got me juiced and fired up. I feel more confident about this defensive coordinator situation. Saw a quote from Caleb Downs saying, we've got, I'm here, I'm good. We've got a lot of bright guys on this defense. Like, he loves it here, and he gets it. And so he's got a good relationship, obviously, with his safety coach, Matt Guerreri. And that's awesome to see. So that's got me juiced. Not juiced. I've got 3 sick boys at home. I guess just 2 of them. I think my oldest son, RJ, is doing better, and he is on the mend, and he'll be going back to school. Our youngest, Caleb, not great, and Cullen is probably about halfway there. He might make it to school half day. But, yeah, the little flu and everything. I was like, dude, drink lots of water. Your dad drinks the jugs. Fill the jug up, drink it to the bottom. Fill it again, drink it to the bottom. Do that.
Get the cup from outside. Go fill it up, drink it.
After
a wash.
We'll figure that out. But just take care of your business and get better. Like, hydration is one of the key. They talk about Ohio State. I always used to laugh at it, but I drink more water than I ever have, and I usually feel better than I ever did. So drink water, folks. Wash your hands, number one, from all the dirty hole folks. The good news is I used to always love being in here after Matty Hayes because he wipes everything down every day.
Clean studio.
Oh, yeah, super clean. But wash your hands and drink water, and that'll help keep you healthy.
Bend your knees.
And bend your knees and hydrate. So like I said, you'll be good to go. And then this also has me juiced. Listen to our my guy, Will Howard, who is just an endearing and very lovable dude.
It's for life, man, and it's more than just football. It's way more than that. It's a way of life. It's about, that blue collar, that tough Ohio spirit, and I think this team embodied that so much. I'll cherish this year for the rest of my life. This year has completely changed my life, and I don't know where I'm going to end up living when I grow old, but Columbus, Ohio is not a bad spot, man. I love it here, and I'm a true Buckeye for life.
When I grow old, not when I don't know,
not when I'm done,
when I'm done playing or whatever. When I grow old, and I'm like Bobby's age, an old dude. Maybe I'll move back. But he does love it here. It's great to see him embrace that, like him and Caleb, Seth McLaughlin, like all these dudes have really enjoyed it here, and it's fun to see. I take a lot of pride in being from Central Ohio and growing up here, and we always would come back every year while I was playing, and I loved getting back after the season. Crazy as it was, I would leave Dallas in January and come back here until like April. Come back until it got nice, and then I would jump like 4 months because Dallas in April is like here in June. And it would start to get real frothy. And then I would come back here for a couple of weeks, like 6 to 8 weeks in the summer before camp. And it was always a lot of fun. So I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that these guys love this place
I like
as
it
much
so
as
much I never left.
Yeah. I mean, once you got here from WKU, Beam, then you never left.
I never went back down there.
You never went back down there.
No, I didn't
go to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
But you're here, and we love it. And this guy also loved it so much that he came back and now is a part-time resident here in Central Ohio.
After I graduated, doing 7 years of college, and only walked away with an undergraduate and 2 minors. The spring game.
A lot of people go to college for 7 years. So
yeah, doctors.
That's a great line. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Will at the Combine.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a top 50.
Will, Beam, but
that's a few years away.
I mean, what he did in the 4-game run, and he's not really getting a lot of love out there, from the Mel Kipers of the world. And
Dan Orlovsky said, I'm, quote, not very familiar with his game when Pat McAfee pressed him on it. He's like, what do you mean? He's on the number 1 team in the country. Like, Ohio State has fallen no further than 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever the heck.
Yeah, the number one had the best completion percentage in school history for a season.
I just think the way that the NFL overvalues quarterbacks, hypes quarterbacks. We know that Cam and Shador are going to be the first 2 picks one way or the other. I don't know what order. But when the third one comes off the board, then people are going to be going, oh, we got to grab a quarterback. Mm-hmm. Can Will move from the second or third round?
And it was a pretty good year for these guys last year, too. Like the rookie class that came in. That's a pretty good class, which would then lead you to believe if you're looking for a quarterback, can we keep that magic rolling? Like those rookie quarterbacks. I
don't think anybody expected Bo Nix to.
Don't tell Sean Payton that.
No, to go as high as he did when the season ended last year. I don't know that anybody watched J.J. McCarthy and thought, well, there's a top 10 pick.
It's the only one that didn't play this year. I mean, the other 5 dudes played. Michael Penix played well at the end of the year. Bo Nix had a great year. Jane Daniels led his team to an NFC championship game. And the Bears and the Patriots, like Drake May and Caleb Williams.
Yeah. So there you go, Browns. Don't waste your number 2 overall pick on a quarterback. Grab Will in the second round.
Travis Hunter, number 2?
Yes. Hey, if you're
Travis Scott.
Not Travis Scott, Travis Hunter.
He'll be at the Super Bowl.
If you are into trends when making your Super Bowl pick, here's a pretty good one. In the 58-year history of the Super Bowl, the team wearing white jerseys has won nearly 2/3 of the time, including 16 of the past 20 Super Bowls. Next Sunday, Super Bowl 59, the Chiefs are going to be wearing white. Ooh. The Eagles are going to wear green. It is the same combination that we saw 2 years ago in Super Bowl 57 when the Chiefs beat the Eagles 38-35. So, I'm not saying against the spread, but money line, take the Chiefs. They're going to win. They're wearing white.
Is that a Shark guarantee?
Let's see, 16 out of 20 is 80%. That's an 80% guarantee, Beam. Some football players don't go to college, just play football. They also like getting a free education. Congratulations to Ohio State offensive lineman Donovan Jackson and Seth McLaughlin. They were named first-team academic All-Americans by the College Sports Communicators. OSU running back Quinshon Judkins, a second-teamer. But here's what's interesting about that. It is the 7th time that multiple Buckeyes have been academic All-Americans in the same year. And Jackson and McLaughlin were also All-Americans on the field. There have only been 4 Buckeyes in history to be All-Americans on the field and off the field. Bob White in 1958 and Randy Gradishar in 73. And then we had 2 this year. So that's pretty big news, Beam. That had me juiced.
What's got me juiced is Ohio State golf coach Jay Mosley. We all are aware of the golf cart incident. Jay Mosley put out a great video on Twitter from the Ohio State men's golf account. So take it away, Jay, and his instructorial. Yes, I believe that's the way you say it. Video on how to drive and then reverse a golf cart.
Buckeye Nation, head coach Jay Mosley from the men's golf team here with an important golf cart driving lesson. It's important to remember that these vehicles do have a reverse button. You may have seen an incident last week in Mercedes-Benz Stadium at the National Championship where there was a small accident involving some pretty important people in our football program. So when making a sharp turn, it's important to realize that you can, in fact, reverse this vehicle to avoid any crashes. It's also important to know that the people riding in these carts, they're humans too, just like you. They're normal, everyday people. Coach Day, he's just a really good tennis player who, happens to wear a headset on Saturday. And, Will Howard, he tripped running in the wide open midfield, going for a touchdown. These guys are normal, everyday people. They got a lot of faith. They're going to give you some grace. Remember, reverse, don't crash, stay safe, go Bucks.
A+ from Jay Mosley, our guy. We'll have to get him on here in the program. I saw that last night. And
Don't put it in reverse until you step on the brake, though, Bean.
That's true, Shark. You don't want to put it in reverse if you have your foot on the gas, because then that will blow up the golf cart battery in the engine. Michigan has responded to the NCAA's notice of allegations to them. That's coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Up in Delaware County, watch for crews clearing out a crash from earlier this morning on 36. This is right as you're getting to the 71 entrance ramps out by the Outlet Mall. Everything else moving along up to speed across the metro. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Guys, it's D. Miller. It's a new year and time to keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. If you're lacking energy, muscle mass, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan. Look for a personalized treatment plan, like you'll get at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Get your seat in the shop to watch Ohio State men's ice hockey this Thursday, January 30th, and Friday, January 31st. Join the Buckeyes as they take on Michigan State. There are only a few more home series left, so don't miss the chance to see the Buckeyes at home. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
A system for every home and every budget at Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and tax credits up to $2,600. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Get ready to make the big game even bigger at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. With 2 massive jumbotrons, over 50 feet of screen, and more than 30 TVs, you won't miss a single play, touchdown, or highlight. Fuel your game with mouthwatering food and bucket specials. Plus, warm up with our pregame cornhole toss for your chance to win big before kickoff. Reserve your table now for the best seat in the house. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. 6 of the 7 head coaching vacancies in the NFL have been filled. The only job opening is in New Orleans. Washington Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury was a candidate for the Saints job, but he has decided not to pursue it. And former Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy had also been a candidate, but instead will focus on the 2026 hiring cycle. In college basketball, a couple of top 10 teams have already lost this week. 3rd-ranked Iowa State was upset by Arizona on Monday. Last night, 8th-ranked Tennessee fell at home to number 12 Kentucky 78-73. The Cavaliers are currently the top seed in the NBA's Eastern Conference. The Heat are 6th. Tonight, those teams meet in Miami. Cleveland is 15-6 on the road this season. Miami 12-9 at home. This Sports Center is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Mark Levy a call at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 3 of the program for us on a Wednesday. Busy 8 o'clock hour here. Coming up 8:30 this morning. Tim May, freshly back from Vegas. Who'd you say that he saw at the Sphere?
The Eagles.
Oh, I saw the Eagles at the Sphere. Yeah,
Take it easy.
He's going to join us.
He's been taking it easy, Beam.
He has been. Ever since he retired, he's been really taking it easy. Still covering this Ohio State team. So he's coming up at 8:30 this morning. And then around 8:46, 8:47, Sean Kuraly, Columbus Blue Jacket. He's going to join the program.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
So this, one of Ohio State's players in the transfer portal has their new destination. Bob, that'd be defensive tackle from Germany. Hero Kanu is going to Texas.
So one of the issues with Hero is a
large man.
Well, that's not really an issue. That's a good thing for him being a defensive tackle. And Hero played pretty well for Ohio State. Like, I was excited for him moving forward. He was getting a lot of rotation in there. Him and K-Mac were playing, as Schleiss called him, Kayvon McDonald. And also then you moved Edric Houston in there. Like those guys were playing well. I'm like, who is K-Mac Schleiss? You know?
He's just K-Mac.
Yeah, I'm like, he's like, I don't know. I'm like, he's just K-Mac. Like, got the Big Mac, we've got the Big Mick.
Yeah.
But anyway, like Hero, I'm curious to see, like, he left and people are like, oh, NIL, whatever. And like, so he is a German citizen. He's here on a student visa, so he is not allowed to accept NIL. And so there's, like, to a certain point, I mean, I think when you're here on a student visa, you're like capped at what you can make. as a student. So you can't just go get a job. Like, you have to then apply for a work visa and other stuff. And like, this isn't the NCAA. This is the United States government. You know, these are like laws that are in place. And so I'm curious to see. I know that was
under current laws, international students in the United States are largely restricted from participating in NIL deals due to their F1 visa status, which limits their ability to work while studying, meaning engaging in NIL activities would often be considered a violation of visa terms and could lead to immigration issues.
Deportation.
And then it does say, though, here, Bob, however, they cannot benefit from NIL based in the U.S., but they can curate NIL collections based on what it would be for Hero would be in Germany.
Oh, so some German collectives?
Maybe more big boosters in Germany from Texas than Ohio State, I guess.
I mean, is that
a BMW and Mercedes deal? You're good to go.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a messy situation. So I'm curious to see how Texas, maybe they set up a collective domiciled in Germany. Beam, I don't know. To be able to kind of offset.
Wouldn't be one of the craziest things that's happened.
It wouldn't be, but that would be
like
pretty
an international
wild.
Haven, like the Wolf of Wall Street when they go over to Switzerland.
They tape all that money to themselves. Yeah. That's a dream of mine. Just to be taped with like
just a rack of
$10 million. Just how much does that weigh? Just a bodysuit of dollars. That'd be pretty amazing.
We can get that done for you.
You know what's awesome is I think Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. We had Tim May on when I was on. My favorite stuff is when I'll talk to guys. Like, I do this show, I do a YouTube show, I do XM. And there's a lot of days, like, we'll talk to Bill Bender on Monday, and then I'll be talking to Bill Bender, like, on my show on Tuesday, YouTube show, and then he'll be on, like, on Wednesday. I've talked to Bill 3 times this week already. AJ popped on last Wednesday. He does every Wednesday on my YouTube show, and then he was on XM with us. He does Friday with us here. And so talk to him there. Like, a lot of these conversations overlap because some of the content's so good. You want everybody to hear it.
Yeah.
But we had Tim May on Saturday, and he was in
Vegas.
In Vegas.
Okay.
So we had him on at, I think 10:30. So it was like 8:30 out there, maybe 11:30. So it was about that there. And I was like, Tim, I just want to make. He's like, I saw the Eagles out in the Sphere. It's been great.
Catch my drift.
He's like, you love it. And I was like, Tim, but they've been taking it easy in Vegas. He's like, well, Bob, I'm no desperado. And I was like, Tim, I mean, are you going to be able to make it back for the celebration? I mean, you can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. He's like, hold on. I'm trying to think of another Eagles reference I can make. It was amazing. There may have been one more in there that we like pinged back and forth, but the guy, Chris Flank, I worked with, that was remarkable. There was like 5 Eagles songs that were referenced back and forth. And then Tim's like, all right, I got nothing.
Tim's never short of a reference.
Believe me. And that's because I was like, Tim, when you come back, were you running down the road trying to loosen your load? Like, I pulled a lot of it out of there. And he dove right. I mean, Tim. Oh, yeah. He jumped on that hook, like hook, line, and sinker, for trying to pull the fisherman into the boat with you, and pull him into the water with you. So it was fun. So I can't wait to talk to him about the Sphere and everything that he was a part of. I found out this about Tim. He has been to none of the celebrations as well.
No?
None.
Football season's over. I'm done, man.
He has covered the Buckeyes since, I think, 78. 79, somewhere in there, and has never been to any of the national championship celebrations.
That's a tradition unlike any other for him.
So I told him, I go, well,
why start now?
They've won 3 in the last 25 years, so let's just keep that rolling.
So I was reading this from Russ Dellinger of Yahoo. Michigan and the NCAA are in for a long, bruising fight over allegations related to the Connor Stallions-led advanced scouting and sign-stealing scheme. In its response to the association sent earlier this month, the university refutes many of the alleged rules violation and accuses the NCAA of, quote, grossly overreaching and, quote, wildly overcharging the program without credible evidence that other staff members knew of Stallion's illegal in-person scouting system. It's 137 pages, the document, a portion to which Yahoo Sports obtained. Michigan makes clear that it will not enter into a negotiated resolution with the NCAA over the alleged wrongdoing, vigorously defending its former head coach, current head coach, several staff members, and even Stallions, the low-level assistant who orchestrated one of the more elaborate sign-stealing systems in college football history. The school purports that the sign-stealing system offered, quote, minimal relevance to competition, was not credibly proven by NCAA investigators, and should be treated as a minor violation. An NCAA spokesperson confirmed that the association received Michigan's response, but declined to provide additional details and refused to confirm the document that Yahoo had obtained. A Michigan spokesperson also declined to comment when reached, citing the ongoing nature of the investigation. Big Ten also declined the invitation to speak on this matter. Now, the whole crux of this, the big thing to take away from this article by Ross is that there are 11 violations that Michigan is facing. 6 of them are level 1 violations. That's a lot. That's a lot of level 1 violations. Michigan believes that the notice of allegations sent to the school in August makes numerous factually unsupported infractions, exaggerates aggravating factors, and ignores mitigating facts. The school requests that the NCAA apply.
Okay, so tell me what those mitigating facts are.
Why don't you provide the mitigating facts?
So there people always, there's mitigating issues. There's facts, mitigating facts, things that would help give color to the entirety of the story. So let's put that out there in the public forum then for the folks.
Michigan's big question about this is, how did you get this information? Was it Ryan Day coming up with some elaborate scheme? Was it Ryan Day's brother who works for the FBI?
Was it Ryan Day's deceased father who snuck in there as a ghost and got all that information and then funneled it through Demi Moore back to someone else?
Right.
Whoopi Goldberg.
What are we trying to do here?
Whoopi, how was that? How did that work? Yeah, through Whoopi Goldberg. Sorry.
According to the document, the tipster derived from Michigan's own campus. The unnamed source, which the NCAA has not disclosed, appears to have worked at the school at least at one point. Michigan believes the confidential leaker was used. That's what they say in there.
Not confidential informant, not confidential whistleblower. I use the term
because they're not a confidential informant because they're not working with the NCAA, so they're just leaking the story. Whistleblower.
Whistleblower is typically what you would say. I use the term leaker because I think it's more descriptive, Beam, and it opens up the mind to. When I think of leaker, I think that's what you do. You catch the guy on the seat in the bathroom in there. That's the leaker.
Michigan believes the confidential leaker was used by the NCAA to produce at least some of the charges in the notice of allegations, something which expresses concern. So Michigan's big deal about this, and it seems to be, again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know anything that's going on here. I can read. I am somewhat literate. That Michigan, in their whole defense of this, is that you don't have any common sense commitment to fairness, and you're not going to tell us who this person is and the way that they got their information. So without you telling us that, we're going to fight this thing like hell.
Sorry, denying it. You're saying there's mitigating information.
That's got to be the mitigating information.
So is that it? The fact that you just don't know, or are you saying this is categorically false? And that's what I'm saying. They're defending it like on multiple fronts with multiple different explanations. And I'm curious if the NCAA will reveal, being the quote leaker, if you will.
If they have to go to court, they have. I mean, if this thing goes to court, they will have to, right?
Or else they could just punt on it and be like, all right,
we're done.
You're done. I don't know. And I'm curious who that person is to be named and how that's what. I mean, I wonder if they're still working there. My busy little bee.
Could be.
I mean, I feel like Ward Manuel, do you think he's walking around in there like Commodus? You know, about a certain sea snake that lies.
What about the...
you haven't, Meredith hasn't watched the old Gladiator yet.
No.
You got to rewatch that. One of the creepiest lines ever is Joaquin Phoenix delivering the stuff to his sister. There's a certain sea snake that lays...
I hate that. I hate him so much. He's the worst.
He gets killed, Beam.
Well,
Not to ruin it for everybody, but he's dead.
It was a nice payoff pitch.
He wasn't in the second. Yeah, it was. When he's... Beam as he's driving.
He ruined Rome, though.
When he's driving that knife into him, he's flailing up like the soft arm, like trying to hit him, and he just knife right into his chest. That's a great
scene.
I mean, there was nobody that got. I give Joaquin Phoenix all the credit in the world. You became like the most hateable human being in the world for the 2.5 hours I watched that movie, and I liked you going into it. I thought you were a good actor.
Now you're the worst person in the world.
No,
to me.
I hate you.
Whatever happened to the guy on the Central Michigan sidelines? And why did Sharon Moore delete a bunch of text messages? That's coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no crashes to let you know about. Everything moving along up to speed. Busy on I-71 as you come into downtown and 33 on the southeast side. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Tri-State Men's Health today. Because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Tri-State Men's Health will give you back your sex life. Because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Get it right with help from Right Rug Flooring. Thousands of styles are in stock and ready for next day expert installation. Like carpet starting at $219 a square foot installed with pad. And luxury vinyl starts at only $399 a square foot installed. Unmatched value with 24-month financing available. Visit a showroom or schedule a free in-home estimate today. Get it right with Right Rug Flooring. Your beautiful new floor is right here, right now.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day. At Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you bring Pella Columbus to your home, you get local, personal attention from an award-winning window and door crew.
Yep. Our crew is full of award winners, too.
Well, that's great, Wilson.
Yeah. Jerry alone has won the hot dog eating competition 2 years straight at the company picnic.
Well, that's not really the type of award I was talking about.
Still counts as an award.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We've got your sunshine out there today. Plenty of blue sky, high 42. Chilly tonight with a nighttime low around 24. Looking at clouds on your Thursday, high 47. Rain comes in Thursday night and it will be heavy by Friday. Look at this. By Friday, the high temperature will be 54. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.